Okay, everyone, take a deep breath. The US housing market is finally starting to stabilize, or at least show signs of a slowdown. I'm not saying that homes will no longer get multiple offers above asking price, and I'm definitely not implying that there's going to be a housing market crash. It's just for the first time in a long time, it looks like the housing market might be improving for buyers. In today's video, I'm explaining what's happening with the current housing inventory and what this could mean for buyers and sellers. Hi, I'm Ty the Real Estate Guy, and if you'd like to stay up to date on latest real estate tips and trends, subscribe to my channel below and ring that little bell. If you have questions or comments at any time during this video, please leave a message below. I'll do my best to respond to each one of you. If you're looking to buy, sell, or build a home in Utah, please feel free to call or text. I would love to talk with you. Also, you'll want to watch to the end because I'm going to make some recommendations that are sure to answer your other real estate related questions, and I'll share the most recent housing statistics. Okay, so I've been telling you that the housing market is not going to crash, but I've also said that the insane rate at which home prices have been increasing was unhealthy and that it couldn't possibly be sustained. Well, it looks like we may have finally hit the breaking point where enough people have said it's too much. With all this being said, I expect that home prices will continue to sell and that home prices will continue to increase, at least through 2022. But the great news is for buyers is that recently a significant amount of inventory has hit the market. And this isn't happening just here in Utah, it's happening nationwide. Yes, there are still plenty of buyers who can afford homes at today's prices, especially when you figure the investors and large corporations. But the uptick in listings will have a positive impact on the housing market. The other thing that has brought equilibrium to the housing market is that a lot of people got tired of putting in multiple offers only to lose out on a house that they didn't even really like that much because number one, there wasn't a lot of options, and number two, people were panicking just to get a house. As a realtor, it's tiresome. So as a buyer, I know it's frustrating to say the least, and I don't blame those of you who've decided to just take a break. Then there's a large pool of buyers who never even jumped into the market. They saw the insanity and decided to just stay on the sidelines and continue to save their money. Either way, I think Redfin's chief economist said it best. Buyers don't have the same sense of urgency that they did at the beginning of the year. According to Redfin, pending sales posted their smallest year-over-year increase in almost 12 months. And requests for home tours has decreased as well. Due to the craziness, only 32% of consumers still believe that it's a good time to buy a house, despite mortgage rates sitting around 3%. New listings are up in July compared to this time last year, but we're still down 32% from 2020. So the good news is, for those of you who are looking to buy a house, the number of listings has increased and the number of buyers has decreased. And that's why in this moment, right now, is a great opportunity to jump into the market before everyone else realizes things have calmed down. Though I still feel like it's a seller's market all the way. Wait, why am I a cartoon? If you find a house that you really like, especially if it's newer or updated, there's a good chance you'll find yourself in a multiple offer situation and end up offering above the asking price. But you're more likely to find yourself in a multiple offer situation with only a handful of buyers instead of a dozen or more. This should greatly increase your chances of getting the home and significantly reduce the amount of money above the asking price that the home sells for. Thankfully though, at least for now, there won't be as many people fighting over the same house. Here's an interesting twist, at least from my angle. For the last year or so, people have been in a buying frenzy with home prices skyrocketing, record low mortgage rates, and things of this nature. Sellers, on the other hand, have been too afraid to list their home. They didn't want to get into the fray. They knew they could sell their home and make some amazing equity, but then they'd find themselves battling to find a new house, paying tens of thousands of dollars above the asking price. Now, the switch has flipped, and buyers no longer want to get into the fray. They've seen what's going on and want no part of it. I mean, it has been ridiculous. Sellers, on the other hand, have finally decided that it's time to collect on the massive amounts of equity that they've gained, mostly just in the last year or so, and they finally decided to list their homes for sale. I think the times have ended where the average home is on the market for only a few days. For the first time, you'll see homes sitting on the market for a few weeks, and sellers will start to reduce their price as I realized buyers are no longer offering tens of thousands of dollars above the asking price or waiving their appraisal contingency. For the first time, we're starting to see signs that the housing market could return to normalcy. I don't want you to get too excited because it could still take 6 to 12 months or longer if you're in one of the hotter markets like Austin, Salt Lake City, or Phoenix. Go Suns, by the way. The market will stay competitive for quite some time, maybe years. So what's a normal market? Maybe I should start by talking about what's not normal. What we've experienced over the last year or so is an extreme seller's market, and it's definitely not normal or healthy. A market where you can pretty much get whatever home you want and maybe even offer below the list price and ask the seller to pay your closing costs. Well, that's not normal either. That's a buyer's market. A normal market is a market where older or distressed homes sell below market value. Normally on these type of homes, you can ask for a small discount or for your closing costs to be paid. In a normal market, an average home with a typical wear and tear that comes from people living in the home will usually sell right at market value and usually with very little concessions, if any. These homes may only get one offer or maybe 2 or 3. But a new house or a house that's been remodeled or updated, these type of homes, especially in good locations, will likely still get multiple offers above asking price. And normally the buyer and the seller will split the difference if the appraisal comes in a little short. So things are definitely improving, but I feel like I should reiterate that the housing market is not going to crash. If you disagree with me or you'd like a deeper understanding as to why you'll want to watch my video, Why the Housing Market Won't Crash, I'll put a link below. These are definitely confusing times, but I'm committed to keeping you updated on the most current predictions, trends, and statistics from the top economists and housing experts. At this time, the housing market seems to be taking a little breather, which means it might be a good time for buyers to jump back in, especially because mortgage rates are still crazy low. Honestly, if I wasn't pouring my cash into cryptocurrency right now, I would strongly consider an investment property of my own. Anyway, I really want to hear from you. Tell me what's happening in your housing market. I would love to hear your stories of defeat and triumph. And I really do enjoy communicating with you. Please take a moment and comment below. Okay, so here's the most recent statistics. Nationwide, the median home only sat on the market for 15 days. As a point of reference, last year at the same time, homes were selling in 39 days. Not surprising, 55% of the homes sold above the asking price. And the price of the median home hit a record high of almost $365,000. That's a year-over-year increase of 22%. So in other words, if you purchased a house last year for $350,000, it will be worth approximately $427,000 today. That's an increase of $77,000. Not too shabby. In some of the hotter markets, homes are up by more than 30% year over year. Can you imagine that? Mortgage interest rates continue to sit in the 3% range, but over the next year or so, they are expected to climb a little, though the Federal Reserve is planning to keep rates down through at least the first half of next year. Okay, so hopefully this update has been useful. I'll do my best to keep you posted on the crazy swings of this wild housing market. And as promised, here's my list of recommended videos to guide you through the process of buying or selling a home. Why you need to buy a house right now. How to buy your first home. When should you list your house to make the most money? The guide for buying a new construction home. If you're planning to move to Utah or you already live here and you're looking to buy, sell, or build a home, I would love to talk with you. Please feel free to contact me directly. If there's something in this video that stood out to you as being helpful, or if you have questions, please comment below. Sincerely, I want to hear from you. If you know someone who's thinking about buying a home, please share this video with them. And please don't forget to hit the subscribe button below and ring that bell to be notified each time I post new videos. Also, you can find me on Instagram at Ty the Real Estate Guy. If you found this information helpful, please give me a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to ring that little bell below. It'll make you feel good.